And we are live. I'm here with Darnell Action Jackson ahead of
Hi
his
there.
title fight at Cage Warriors Academy Southeast 40 next weekend. Darnell, thank you so much for coming to chat to me today.
No, no worries at all. No need to thank me. Pleasure's all mine. It was a great catch up after winning the belt, so only right we do it again.
I know, I know. I really wanted to dive deeper into some of the stuff that you talked about straight after winning the belt. I also want to talk about the fact that you're back to defend this belt and you've won another belt in between. So a lot has
Staying
happened
active.
since we last chatted.
That's it. Staying active, staying active. Time waits for no one, so just trying to fight while we can.
Yeah, and I love that for especially for amateurs, like trying to pack in as many fights as you can while you're fit and healthy and just you guys are always putting yourself up against the best talent. You're always on the best shows. And this fight next weekend is another example of that. Another like really
Exciting, man.
top contender in your weight division. You must be
Yeah.
buzzing to get back in there.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. And it's cliche, obviously everyone says it, best camp, etc., etc. But I can say for myself, I've like surprised myself this camp. It has been like 10 out of 10. So I'm excited to go in there and again show hopefully just progression each fight.
Yeah.
And as you said, staying active, we should see that. I think when you take some time off, you have like a camp, and then you take a month or 2 months out, and then you go back to a camp, you lose your
Yeah.
progress. But this last like probably 7, 8 months has just been feels like camp, 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 camp. So yeah, building on some good momentum.
So what has surprised you in this camp?
Do you know what it's like? The strength and conditioning numbers and that side of things. Not that I didn't do strength and conditioning before. I won't say I
Yeah.
did nothing, but I used to just do like my cardio tests, and I'd seen like good numbers, steady improvements, like incrementally. But then, like last camp, I saw a big boost, and this camp especially, it's just gone into overdrive. Especially while like you're cutting your calories and stuff, you shouldn't. I've surprised myself that I've kept like energy levels and stuff. So that's why now it's just dialing in the weight cut, really making sure that goes well as well. Because
Yeah.
like I say, hopefully that's gonna go surprisingly well too. We'll see.
So are you carrying a bit more muscle mass or are you a bit heavier going into this weight cut or you
Do you
just
know
feel
what?
stronger?
Just feel stronger. I think my last camp, um, again, I fought in October, so now fighting in November. The fight I had in October was at a higher weight class, so it
Yeah.
felt good. I didn't have to cut for that, but I was obviously still training my ass off. I didn't change any of my training, so I kind of, again, I don't know if it's put on muscle or what, but I felt like I feel solid. I feel solid. We'll put it that way. Hopefully, we get to go test it, you know. But
Yeah.
just all round, like obviously in the sport, I've only really actually been. I did my first MMA class in January 2023. So I'm still learning and just soaking up knowledge. And people who know me or train with me know I can talk about training and fighting for days. They probably want to shut me up. So I think just the longer I'm in this, the more I'm just going to keep surprising myself and hopefully putting on good performances.
I'm definitely going to come back to when you got into MMA and how you got into MMA in a minute, but
Sure,
just
sure.
a few more questions on the S&C. Like, are you working
Yeah,
with somebody in particular or
of course. I got to shout out two people. So Sonny Grippoint S&C, who I got to shout him out, but I think he's pretty well known around the scene for
yeah,
being the guy for if you want to really go test your cardio, you go do that's what they're called tests. You just get as dog tired as you can in like 17 minutes, then we shorten it down to 12 minutes, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're literally going all out 100%, leaving nothing on the table, yeah, it's good. So I'm seeing not that I ever plateaued with my numbers there, but I'm just seeing boost towards the end of this camp, which is great. And I've also been doing like my strength work with a gentleman called Rack, who also he's been sort of a training partner with me and a friend for a long time. But
yeah,
he's like a mad scientist. He's always coming at me with different training ideas. He's like always coming with something new. And we've actually been using it's called the ISO bar. Um, I've seen uh, lots of different S&C coaches use it who are like, obviously like pre-established.
yeah.
And he went and purchased it. We've been having fun with that, trying to beat our numbers and like test against each other. And yeah, it's really good fun. And also have to shout out Hype Gym as well. It's a great new facility that's opened up just across the road from my MMA gym at Force. So
Yeah.
able to go in there. Obviously, their facilities is brand new, and it's just great to be a part of like a burgeoning business, like something that's up and coming because they're always trying to break new ground. Like I say, just be on the cutting edge. I
Yeah,
think that's what you have to do with fighting. Like your health, everything's on the line. So everyone wants to get like that next little 1%.
definitely. Definitely. And I've spoken to Jack and to Mark Heath about this before, but all of you amateurs now train like professionals. You didn't see amateurs doing this kind of thing a
Mhm.
few years back, but now all of the amateurs are taking their nutrition so seriously, their S&C so seriously. Like you say, these little 1% improvements that used to be just for the professionals and probably the UFC
Or like the top
fighter
professional.
elites. And now we're seeing, and that's why the amateur scene is where it's at. Like the level is so high. You are all kind of acting like professionals, just not getting paid the big bucks yet.
That's funny, but it's awesome to hear you say that because you've been around the game a long time. So you've obviously seen the different levels of training. So to hear that, yeah, the amateur scene that we're kind of up in the game, up in the stakes, or just
Yeah,
learning from, like I say, just you mentioned Jack, like learning from Jack, learning from Daz, learning from all the coaches at Sonny. All these guys have been around the game for like 15, 20 years. So it tapped in, and that's why I take great confidence from whatever they say. If they're
yeah,
telling me things are going well, I know I'm on the right track. I've just got to keep working hard, really. Um,
yeah.
and yeah, in terms of amateur, obviously we're still not been in the game long. We're pretty pretty new to this still, so um, we just got to keep competing as much as possible.
I find it amazing when I see you in the cage. You look like you've been doing this since you were 3 years old, but
Thank you.
you've literally, you are really fresh to this. Tell everyone how you came to start in MMA if they haven't already
Yeah.
heard.
Well, so into MMA, I started in 2023 is when I went into Force MMA for the first time. I met the coaches there. I was referred by, again, Sonny, Coach Sonny, because I'd been competing in kickboxing for about 2 years before that. So
Yeah,
that was like 2021. And I got into martial arts in general from being at university doing basically nothing, just lounging around, having a good time, living the uni life that
yeah,
that every kid gets sold. It got me hook, line, and sinker. So I was having a great time, but not actually doing anything with like progress towards anything. And I think it was Conor and Khabib. I think we mentioned
yeah,
after the last fight. That was the first thing I ever saw in MMA, and went down like a YouTube rabbit hole, saw all their training, a bit of backstory about it. Um, and yeah, from there, I've not taken a week off of just being obsessed with fighting since. It still took me about another 6 months before I got like left university under whatever circumstances, just going down a wrong path. And luckily, MMA focused me, um, gave me a goal and something to actually drive towards. And I think that's just what loads of people in my position, lots of people, I think, when you're young, you don't know exactly what you want to do. You're trying to find your way, find your path. And even if you don't go on to continue fighting as a profession, just actually going and competing, having a date to go do something, having a goal that you got to stay accountable to and responsible for. That's
yeah,
personally what changed my life of fighting. And I've been blessed and lucky to go in and luckily have great results. But I'd love the game and do the game and think the exact same way about the game, regardless of the result. Because training it sounds cliche again, but that's the real win. If you go in there
yeah,
and knock someone out of a head kick, that's always a nice bonus. But just the training, making yourself a better person, because it's easy. It's really easy to go down the wrong path as well. Not to myself. Look, we've all been there. So yeah, just
Well, and
really
uni
excited
as
to keep.
well, I think even if it's not necessarily the wrong path, it's very easy to, like you say, just not really do a lot there and just enjoy the lifestyle. And there's not, too many things that you need to have a lot of responsibility for there. So I mean, I've known people who've got like one class a week that they need to turn up for and stuff, and they still don't manage it.
You might be calling me out there. That was me. That was me. That was me.
But
Again,
you
if
know
I'm
that,
truthful, I probably went to university. I actually went into the campus probably about 15 times in a year and a half of being there. Just what a waste of money though. When you look back, it's a waste of time and money. When I think now, wow, what if I was found martial arts before I ever left to go to the
yeah,
university and waste my time and money? But luckily, you can't ever live with regret because it's all the right path, right? Even certain
yeah,
mistakes are made in life, blah, blah, blah. You have to make those to bring you to where you are today. And as long as you're working as hard as you can today, and trying to progress, then whatever is your past. You know, you've got to look
I
forward. Got to
Yeah,
look
well, I
forward.
really think so, and I think that focus that you found, having a lack of focus before, it probably really highlighted to you that this is what's right for you. So, since
Born for it.
yeah, well, yeah, and I also can't imagine Jack or Daz like being okay if people just turned up to the gym about 15 times in a year and a half. Like, you're not getting away with that, are you?
True. Very, very, very true. And that's, again, everyone's different. Some people don't need that, but for me, I need that date. Like, I need that date to, not that I'll go and do nothing, but I feel I'm much I feel myself when I've got something I'm working towards like that. Whether it is, hopefully, it's gonna be fighting for as long as it can. But
Yeah,
after that, it'll be business. It'll be something. You know, we just have to stay active because yeah, devil makes work for idle hands. So
yeah.
stay busy.
Well, it seems like it's given you a mindset for life as well as for fighting.
So that's where the victory is. Again, sounds cliche, but regardless of wins, losses, belts, blah blah blah, pro amateur, it's just if you prepare for a white collar fight, you know, it's going to change your life. That's how I started. I started on a white collar boxing show with two
Yeah,
months training. You know, I went to one gym. They said, oh, no, you can't fight. You're sparring well, but we can't find you a fight. Fair enough. That's the right thing to do. You
yeah,
shouldn't just throw someone in the deep end. And I respect them for that. Luckily, I found some crazy guys locally who were like, on your first spot, oh, yeah, we got a boxing show like in a month's time, 2 months' time. Do you think you can sell some tickets? I was like, yeah, go on. I'll do it. So, and then again, just took the ball run rolling from there with MMA in mind. So although I say I've been training MMA since 2023, had zero grappling before that, just kickboxing and a couple of boxing fights. But before I ever stepped into a gym, I knew I was going to do this, to do MMA, to try
yeah,
and do it professionally, which is just something I said to myself and that I hold myself accountable to like every single day. And
yeah,
like that's again, regardless of whatever happens. If I hold myself accountable, that's every day. I'm doing what I love. Thankfully now can feel blessed to start and see progress on actually making it a career and taking those steps and seeing where that goes. Got
yeah,
an amazing kickboxing class I'm teaching that I absolutely love doing. Seeing myself in every single person I train, I'm like, you guys were way better than I was when I first started. Like, I'm nothing special. All you got to do is just keep showing up for 6 years, and then like so they're like, "Oh yeah, you're doing this, you're doing that." I'm like, no, same as you guys. I just kept showing up. That's like all you got to do, really.
yeah, yeah. So you said you had no grappling up until a couple of years ago. How sweet was it to win
Yeah,
your last belt by submission? If that's
really good.
the newest part of your game.
You know, it's funny you say that. It is the newest part of my game, and like with most things in life, you want to use the new toys. So
Yeah,
I came, I came into it completely striker, anti-grappling. Like that's all I cared about was anti-grappling, and I worked my ass off at it for 2.5 years. But now I can genuinely say I feel confident offensively grappling too, which is why you're seeing the chokes come out now. Like say choke in the last fight. I got a ninja choke Cage Warriors Academy just before I fought for the belt,
yeah.
just before I broke my hand. Yeah, that was a ninja choke, and I'm loving the choke. So I think, and I hope I like it that people still think, oh, he's just a kickboxer. They probably think, oh, gets the body lock, take him down, hold him down. But yeah, we'll see. I'm just excited to go
I
show my
don't think
developments.
you'll be able to get away with that for much longer, but
Keep it under, keep it under wraps, keep it under wraps. But yeah, you're right. I think eventually, once you continue to hope, again, God willing, do well in these fights and show great grappling defense and show offensive grappling as well,
yeah,
then show that I'm a threat all round and that I'm not just a kickboxer coming into MMA. I'm 2.5 years in now, training every single week. Like I say about camps, and that's why I feel like I'm rambling a bit here, but
no, you're
so I
not.
could talk about fighting all day, but I feel like when you have that time where you go in camp and you come out of camp, you go in, the growth is it's hard to grow as much as you really can, but I've literally been near enough in camp for 2.5 years.
Yeah,
Sounds silly, but I've had a date. Like I know it's every 2-3 months. I know Jack, thankfully, amazingly, has shows all the time, giving
yeah,
us young fighters opportunities to actually go and do it. So literally since I started in January 2023, had my debut in August of that year, but I had to pull out in like the middle of the year. So yeah, debuts in middle of 2023. We've had going on. I want to have 10 fights by the time we get to like 3 years, and then just hopefully hit the next scene. Because I'm 26, I've got to try and get as many camps in, as many fights in as possible. And living in camp is amazing. I do it the opposite way. I don't get in camp. I go out of camp for like 2 weeks and just
Yeah.
straight back into it. So
Oh, it's definitely the best way to be, definitely. And if you want to stay active, the only way to be, really. But yeah, no, Jack is amazing putting on those shows. This is obviously his
like,
40th show. There's not many that have been around that long, and it's hard to do, but he does such a good job of it. And I really love everything about Cage Warriors Academy, but the best thing I always say is the matchups, and I think
yeah,
your next one is an awesome matchup. And Dacre, I'm pretty sure Dacre called for the title shot after he won his last fight.
yeah,
So talk to me about that fight. Talk to me about him as a matchup and how
yeah.
you see it going.
Yes, it's definitely a good matchup for me to prove a couple of things, because the one fight I've lost in MMA was due to me probably giving up a bit too much control time in the
Yep,
body lock against a really good opponent, Kenu Sutakaran, his name is. He's now pro 1-0,
yep,
won some amateur belts, not lost since and stuff like that. But that exact position is a position that I know Dacre likes a lot. Is the
yeah,
body lock, likes to, try to smother his opponent, maybe some sub attempts if he can, maybe some strikes if he can. Um, but for me, I get to go prove now that I can defeat that style, um, which I'm confident in doing. But he's a good opponent. He's won the belt before. He's been fairly active himself. I can't say he's not active, which is nice. I want to fight the best guys. That's
yeah,
100% why I'm in this game, is to fight the best guys. And I look at him as a good test.
yeah,
And yeah, it's funny you say that. He obviously called for the matchup XYZ. But yeah, we've been around the same similar circles only through our coach. We have the same S&C coach, so we'll get to see, whose cardio is the most on point come the day. And yeah, I plan on testing that, and I'm sure he feels the same way. I hope he feels well and confident. I'm sure he does.
yeah.
Um, and GB Top Team is a great team. Nothing but massive respect for them there. That's why I have to prepare as well and as dedicated as I do, because I know they're the same. They're a really great team, lots of amazing fighters. It's not like he's not seen similar styles to me,
Yeah.
but obviously the training room is the training room, the fight's the fight, and yeah, may the best man win on the night, and obviously I intend to.
It sounds like that one blemish on your record, like, is kind of something that you wanna set right, and obviously you can't at the moment with Kenny being pro,
But
but, like, is that a
yeah,
fight that in your mind you wanna have a rematch someday in the future?
that's I think and this is why I know I'm a mad competitor, because I've won I've had I think 14 amateur fights. I've won like 13. Great. The one that I think about, I can forget all the others. The one I think about is that one, and not even in like a negative way, like oh I should have won, blah blah blah. I think of it as wow, I learned so much there, and the reason I know I can go and obviously rectify that. But fair play to him, great fighter, go do his thing. Who knows? Hopefully, get to see him in pro and avenge my only loss so far. That'd be great. Like I say, it's a good little story that. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, but I like I say, there's no like, oh damn, I should have done this, I should have done that. Like losing that fight was exactly what I needed to happen then, and it brought me to where I am now. Since I
yeah.
lost that, I've had nothing but finishes. Only seen the second round once. Um, obviously feel
That is what your amateur career is for, to test yourself against, and sometimes people are further on that journey, or that path than you are at the time, and this version of you would probably smash that version of Darnell back then as well, so
decapitation. Yeah, destroy it. Not even wouldn't get close. And I'm sure the same for Kenu, for guys who stay active, and that's why I have to respect Dacre. I respect anyone who stays active and fighting at this
yeah,
level, because it takes a lot, especially if you train how we train to kill or be killed. Like it does take a lot out of you. And I have had 5 fights in 13 months, so I feel like I'm at my peak right now. Like
yeah,
feeling really like I'm peaking. Um, and just ready to go now. Ready to go. Can't wait for fight night. And thankfully, I'm actually going to be leaving Ross after this interview to go see Ollie, go do his thing of Cage Warriors proper.
yeah,
Yeah, go get another finish for us, because that's all that's what we're about. Go kill or be killed.
Yeah, so for anyone that doesn't know, Ollie Sawa, who's fighting on tonight's Cage Warriors card in London, is also at your gym, your teammate. And I mean, he must be, well, what an inspiration.
Literally, I've learned hell. I could wax lyrical about how much I've learned from Ollie. Just obviously really blessed with my whole coaching staff, especially
Yeah.
obviously. But to know that I train with like the top bantamweight prospect, knocking guys out, has insane grappling that people haven't even got to see yet. Puts in incredible work. What a mentality! So I just try and again learn little bits and bobs from him, and yeah, hopefully I see him do the business. I say hopefully he's gonna go do the business.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I can't see that one lasting long. None
Oh
of
no.
his fights do, but
No, exactly that. And that's one thing again I'd like to have learned is he switches into a killer mindset. And obviously coming to this game, I'll be honest, I'm not a scrapper. I wasn't like scrapping here, there, and everywhere back in the day. I wasn't throwing hands. But since I've learned it, I've learned to have to tap into that mentality. And again, having he's like the ultimate example of it. So just
yeah.
gotta try to take a bit of that viciousness and keep getting the finishes.
That's why I love doing these chats with people because, sometimes you only see people in the cage and some people are really good at switching. Some people like it on the football pitch. They just turn
Yeah,
into
yeah.
like, a totally different persona. And while they're in there, they're just, yeah, vicious and violent. And they're completely different outside of the cage. And that's what I love. I love to get people invested in people and their personality. And like you say, Ollie's just one of the sweetest guys.
Yeah. You wouldn't know he's actually I don't know. I think you would. It takes with the tattoos give him away, so you know he's a scrapper. The tattoos in the ears.
It definitely is.
Give him his distance. Don't get on his bad side.
Yeah, no, that's going to be amazing. So, what time are you heading off for that?
Literally when we finish here, I think it's O2, so it's about a couple of hours drive. Come from Colchester today, had my last spar, which was really good as well. Was sparring with obviously the guys over at BKK,
Yeah.
Ethan Lewis, Liam Yeaman, and then also got some rounds with Luke the Apocalypse Shanks as well.
Oh,
We
he
see
was
down
at
at BKK.
BKK.
Yeah, he's
Brilliant.
there every now and again. Yeah, and there's no better sort of round for a forward pressure
Yeah.
wrestling sort of style. So yeah, that's what we like. So yeah, respect to him and to all my training partners. I can't thank obviously all my training partners enough. We all love beating each other up. It's a bit of Fight Club vibes. So yeah, it's great. Shout out to everyone at Force, everyone at Hard Knocks, everyone at BKK, and yeah, definitely to Hype Gym and Vielo's Salon as well. So I'm starting to try and build some sponsors on board and stuff for hopefully IMAF next year if that becomes a potential opportunity. I'd really love to go and do that.
Brilliant.
That's like cherry on top for the amateur career and try and
Yeah.
also take a fight in Thailand. Excuse me. Yeah, Thailand with Ollie and the rest of the Force boys in January. And I hear they do like MMA, amateur MMA out there, but you can do knees to the head, elbows. So it sounds
What's
like, yeah,
amateur about it? He's just not being paid.
little gloves, yeah, little gloves apparently in 3-minute rounds. So we get to keep those, but I need to get the knees to the head involved. I'm excited for that.
Well, yeah, while we're talking about head kicks, let's talk about your last knockout on Caterers Academy because it was one of the coldest knockouts I've seen on that
Was
show ever, and I've been to a lot of those shows.
wow, wow.
Just the sound of it, the it's just the aftermath, everything
Yeah,
was just amazing. Tell me what it was like. Well, actually, talk people through what happened.
okay, so yeah, the gentleman I was fighting had been the champion of the I think weight division below before.
Yeah,
And I'd been scheduled to fight for a belt, I think it was 3 or 4 times, not just for Cage Warriors, but for a MMA belt in that 12 months. I've been scheduled 3 or 4 times and it all fell out. So that for me was like I've been building to that moment of actually
yeah,
fighting for the belt for what felt like I could say, well, since I started 6 years since I ever wanted to do MMA. So it was a massive night for me, the dream night, able to finish it, like you say, with the left head kick. It was a great fight in that I got to show my composure, um, kind of showed all my different striking angles and stuff. And yeah, it finished in like again a dream scenario way. Um, and I'm sure it probably put people on notice of obviously that I like my kicks, I like
Yeah.
that I, can finish in that way as well. But I know that was like the first step. That was like a good validation to myself. Okay, you've gone and got the belt. You've been building up to that so many times. Now you've actually done it, and now it's just about proving it and stamping it. And that's the goal every single fight. Um, Either go and have a finish like that, um, or go and have a great fight. Just show my very best skill set, which I felt like I did that night. And yeah, we just want to replicate that.
I love that mindset. It's just very focused, very, very dialed in, very determined to go and get what you want.
Well, in fact, I feel like you got to be in this game. No one's going to give it to you in this game, which is why I say game. It's the only game you don't really play because it's your health.
Yeah,
But at the same time, it's a game where you're going in there, they're taking everything you want, you're taking everything they want, and it's a test of wills. So it has all those elements. That's why I love fighting.
yeah,
I won't get too deep, but it's got the technical elements, it's got the creative elements, it's got the just will aspect of it.
yeah,
And then obviously the fact that it's all the training you do, it all comes down to that night. So who's going
yeah.
to show up, do their best in terms of locking in. So yeah, there's a lot that goes into it.
For me, the mindset is more important than anything else. Like some of the things you guys have to get past, that just, I mean, aside from the obvious things like injuries and coming back from injuries and stuff like that, but uh, just the highs and lows of the fight game, your opponent not turning up when you've
Yeah,
made weight and ready to go. Like you do not ever really know whether that fight's going to happen until you're both in with the cage door locked behind you. Like it's
exactly that.
just the the ability to pick yourself up and just go again after whatever it is, a defeat, anything, and to come at that with the correct mindset to use it as fuel and make it a positive thing is something that I think very, very few people have got. Even some fighters don't have it, but all of the best fighters do.
And that's it.
And that I think alongside obviously the physical skill set is the most important.
So true. Like I guess I'm gonna find that out more and more as I go, and hopefully the levels get higher and higher. But
Yeah.
it's as the stakes go up, like you say, there's so much that goes into keeping your mind right. Like you say, not letting a knock in training, injury, or this or that. Like so many things can go wrong in a fight camp. It's just the case of staying locked in, believing in your work, and yeah, obviously, as I said, results the result. But if you do that, I think you prove to yourself obviously what you're capable of. But so not to get too
Definitely.
too cheesy and cliche, I just think I just love training. The thing is, because the coaching me now, now I'm coaching people. I got to explain the benefits because it's changed. Fighting changed my life. So I just wanna. It'd be wrong of me
Pay
not
it
to try and pass
forward.
that on.
Yeah,
Exactly. It literally would be wrong of me not to do that.
I love
So that's
that.
that's how I try to think about it.
Well, I know you've got to get on the road. Is there anyone else you wanted to thank or shout out before we go?
100%. I've got a shout out, obviously, as I mentioned, all my teammates, but also my family. I really have been I'm blessed to have such a great family and friend and support unit where people know that I have to go. It's like I go away for a little while, I go away for a few months, I just lock in,
Yeah,
get ready for these competitions, and people who wish me great luck, wish me, all the best, and watch my fights on streams, come down with to the venue, buy tickets, incredible. And also special shout out to the DJ Dojo lot because again, you lot have changed my life in terms of teaching people and paying it forward on a like near enough daily basis, like 4 or 5 times a week. It's amazing. You're all working really hard, and I'm gonna go out there and get the finish for you lot. Same as always. Come on.
I can't wait to see it. Unfortunately, I'm not in the country next weekend, and I am so gutted that I won't be there with my microphone afterwards. But
Yeah,
I can't wait to see this fight. I think it's another brilliant matchup by Jack. It's a great test for both of you, and it's just it typifies what these shows are all about, like the best talent in the UK, and both of you wanted to test yourself against the best talent. Like that is what it's all about. I'm just absolutely buzzing for it.
I appreciate it, and I'm very thankful for you as well, Katie. It's, like I say, we don't get many opportunities to do this and to explain where we come from, and like I say, to explain our story. You people, our closest people, would probably just see 9 minutes of us fighting in a cage and hear about the training. But yeah, it's great for you to give us a platform. So thank you, appreciate
You
that.
are so welcome. I love it. Enjoy Cage Warriors tonight.
Will do.
Best of skill to Ollie, not that he needs it.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
yeah, can't wait for that one either. Have a great one. Thank you so much for your time.
No, and to you too. Thanks for bearing with me. I'm glad we got it sorted.
Thank you so much.
Cheers. All the best.